When I was growing up, my mom didn't sit me down with a list of fairy tales. She sat me down with truth. She said, if a man values you, you will never have to question it. You will never have to chase it. You will never have to beg for it. And today, I want to tell you the same thing, loud, clear, with all my heart. Because some of you, Tigla, are fighting too hard for someone who doesn't even see your worth. When a man truly values you, darling, his actions won't confuse you. They will comfort you. They will hold you, even on the days when words are missing. You won't be sitting in your room staring at your phone asking yourself, did I say too much? Did I not say enough? Should I have been quieter? Should I have been louder? No. His actions will speak so loudly that your heart will rest without question. Think about it. When you order a cab and it shows up at your door, you don't keep wondering if the driver's on his way. You don't overthink it. You don't stay awake at night praying the car will come. Because when something or someone is meant for you, they just arrive. No drama. No guessing games. No maybe. The man who values you will not keep you spinning in circles of doubt. He will call when he says he will. He will show up when he says he will. He will hold your hand in front of the world without flinching. Not just in secret, not only in the shadows. His consistency will be your answer. And darling, don't let anyone gaslight you into believing that you're too emotional for wanting clarity. You deserve it. You deserve to wake up smiling, not second guessing if you matter. Remember those moments when a friend texts you at midnight saying, hey, just checking if you reach home safe? You don't wonder if they care. Their action is the proof. Their heart speaks louder than any speech. That's how a man who values you will act. Naturally, effortlessly. Because when someone values you, showing care is not a job. It's their joy. Imagine you're sick in bed. Fever running high, hair a mess, looking nothing like the filters on Instagram. And he shows up, not with judgment, not with impatience, but with soup, medicine, a bad joke to make you laugh, and a look that says, you're beautiful even like this. That's value. That's someone who doesn't just love the version of you that's party ready and glamorous. He loves the real, messy, human you. A man who values you will never put you in a position where you have to be your own detective. You won't have to screenshot messages, analyze tone, dissect emojis like a crime scene analyst. He will not let you sleep wondering where you stand. He will build a bridge of trust so solid that even your fears won't find cracks. You know how you don't keep checking if your lungs are breathing? You just know because it's automatic. That's how feeling valued should feel. Natural. In your bones. Without a PowerPoint presentation. Without 1,000 explanations. This is a story I heard once. A woman was standing in the rain waiting for her boyfriend who said he would pick her up after work. Hours passed. He didn't come. He didn't call. She stood there, soaked to her soul, dialing and texting, heartbreaking with every unanswering ring. Later, he said, sorry, I got caught up with friends. Listen to me carefully. A man who values you does not get caught up. He prioritizes you. He respects your time, your heart, your waiting. You are not an afterthought. You are not someone squeezed into the leftover spaces of his day. You are the main event, not the backup plan. When he values you, he will be there at 6 p.m. if he promised 6 p.m. And if God forbid something happens and he can't, you won't have to chase an explanation. He will offer it with sincerity, not excuses. Another daily example. Have you ever noticed how when someone truly treasures a gift, they protect it, they keep it close, they show it off with pride? A man who values you will treat you the same way. Not as something replaceable, not as someone disposable, but as someone so rare that he can't help but guard your heart like it's made of diamonds. If he values you, his actions won't flirt with your insecurities. They will flirt with your confidence. He won't make you feel like you have to be prettier, smarter, quieter, louder, more something to keep him. You being you will be more than enough. And listen to this with your soul. Love that leaves you confused is not love. It's emotional manipulation. It's half-heartedness. It's someone feeding you crumbs and calling it a feast. And you, my darling, you were born to feast. You were born to dance under the stars, not beg under flickering lights. You were born to be loved out loud, fully, fiercely, without question, without apology, without shame. Every day, the man who values you will choose you. In the morning, when your breath smells like coffee grounds. In the evening, when you are tired and silent. On your brightest days, and even more on your darkest ones. And you will never, ever again confuse love with begging. Because you'd finally see that actions are the real language of the heart. And darling, your heart deserves someone fluent in it. If he values you, he will protect your heart, not play with it. You will never have to sit there, clutching your chest at midnight, wondering why it hurts to breathe because of him. He won't be the reason you question your worth. He will be the reason you believe even more deeply in your magic. Because real men, real love protects. It doesn't play games. It doesn't roll the dice with your soul. It doesn't treat you like a temporary thrill. A man who values you knows your heart is not a toy in some carnival he can win today and abandon tomorrow. Look around you. And when someone buys a brand new phone, they don't toss it around, let it fall, or treat it carelessly. They put a cover on it. They wipe it clean. They check their pockets twice before sitting down. Why? Because they value it. When someone gets a dog, they don't leave it out in the cold at night. They feed it, care for it, shield it from the rain, the cold, the dangers outside, because that little life matters to them. When a man values you, your heart becomes his sacred responsibility, not his reckless experiment. He won't ghost you after saying sweet things. He won't flirt with you for a week and disappear for a month. He won't create a storm inside you and then call it just being busy. No, darling. He will protect you from those storms. He will be the shelter you run to, not the reason you're drowning. You'll know it in the small things. Like how he listens when you tell him something silly you care about. Your favorite song, the way you hate olives, the weird fear you have of elevators. And somehow, weeks later, he remembers. Because when someone protects your heart, they pay attention. They don't let your dreams slip through their fingers like dust. It's like this. Have you ever seen a mother crossing a busy street with her child? The way she instinctively tightens her grip on that tiny hand when the traffic roars past? But she doesn't need to think about it. She doesn't have to be reminded. Her protection is automatic because that life is precious to her. See, that's exactly the energy a man brings when he values you. A study said, you might think you can go into pain while he watches. He doesn't make jokes at your expense just to get a laugh. He doesn't betray your trust for temporary pleasure. Because he knows that once a heart is broken, no apology, no gift, no fancy words can fully stitch it back to what it once was. You know those days when you're sad, but you don't want to burden anyone with it? And then, without you even speaking, a friend sends you a message. Hey, thinking of you. Hope you're okay. That friend is protecting your heart without even being asked. That's what love that values you feels like. It's proactive. It's gentle. It's real. The man who values you will not weaponize your vulnerabilities against you. He will not use your past against you in an argument. He will not turn your secrets into swords. Instead, he will guard those fragile parts of you like treasures, not ammunition. When he sees you crying, he won't say, "You're too sensitive," or "Why are you always like this?" He will say, "I'm here. You don't have to pretend with me." He will hold your hand tighter when the world tries to shake you. He will tell you you're beautiful. Even when you're wearing that old faded t-shirt, hair messy, no makeup, eyes tired, not because he's trying to impress you, but because he sees you, the soul underneath the surface, and he respects the home your heart has become. You don't need someone who only holds your hand at parties when you're glowing. You need someone who holds your heart in the silence when the music fades and the crowds disappear. Someone who chooses you not for how you shine, but for how you survive the darkness. Imagine this. You're walking through a storm, cold, afraid, lost, and someone rushes out with an umbrella without even thinking twice, shielding you from the rain, soaking themselves if needed, just so you stay dry. That is what protecting a heart looks like. Not abandoning you when it's inconvenient. Not confusing you when it's easier for him. Not loving you only when it suits him, but standing by you. And listen to me closely. The man who values you will know your heart is a kingdom. He will not enter it like a thief, pillaging what he wants and leaving behind a mess. He will walk in with reverence, with loyalty, with hands that heal, not hands that hurt. He won't be perfect. No one is. But he will be intentional. And you won't have to build walls to survive him. You build dreams with him. See, I have a very different perspective. I've been prepared with this. Life is not at the very top of the hill. Because when someone values you, they become a protector, not a predator. They become a blessing, not a lesson. They become peace, not chaos. They become your reminder that love was always supposed to be your safe place, never your battleground. If he values you, you won't need to remind him you exist. You won't be sitting there staring at your phone, waiting, wondering, begging the universe to make it light up with his name. You won't have to shrink yourself into smaller and smaller versions just to get noticed. You won't have to post selfies hoping maybe, just maybe, he'll remember you're alive. When a man values you, you live in his mind, in his plans, in his heartbeat, without needing to scream for attention. Look around you. Nobody forgets about the things they value. You don't forget your dreams when you value them. You don't forget your family when you love them. You don't forget to breathe when your body needs air. It's automatic. It's effortless. It's real. That's how it should be with love too. Imagine this. You walk into a coffee shop every day and you order the same coffee. After a while, you don't even have to tell the barista. They see you, they smile, and your drink is ready. Because when people pay attention, when people care, remembering you becomes second nature. So why do you think you have to remind a man that you exist if he claims to care? Why do you think you have to send that awkward, hey, just checking in text? When deep down, you know you're checking in because he hasn't checked on you. You deserve a love that checks itself. You deserve a presence that doesn't have to be requested. You know those friends you don't speak to every day, but when you do, it feels like nothing has changed? That's because the bond is rooted in value, not in obligation. That's what true connection feels like. Not being constantly forgotten and then remembered when it's convenient. When a man values you, you're not an afterthought in his busy life. You're a part of the reason he wants to build a better life. He doesn't say, sorry, I've just been busy. He says, I missed you even when I was busy. He doesn't need excuses to cover up his absence because his presence is constant, even in silence. You'll feel him in the spaces between the conversations. You feel him in the way he plans, the way he checks on you, the way he remembers the little things that matter to you. Imagine being the kind of person someone prays for every night, not the person someone forgets until their plans fall apart. That's what it means when someone values you. They make space for you in their life, even when life gets messy, even when it gets hard, even when the world pulls them 1,000 ways. It's like a plant. You don't water a plant once and expect it to thrive forever. You check on it. You nurture it. You show up for it. You know the difference between a flower that blooms and a flower that wilts is the consistency of love poured into it. And darling, you are not a weed growing in the cracks of someone's attention. You are a garden that deserves constant care, not casual glances. You know it by the way he says your name. Not like it's just a sound, but like it's a prayer. You'll know it by the way he makes plans that don't just include you at the last minute, but start with you in mind from the very beginning. Think about your dreams. Think about how you fight for them. How even on your worst days, they're still tucked away in the back of your mind, whispering, reminding you of why you started, because you value them. They don't need to bang on the doors of your mind to stay relevant. If a man truly values you, your name won't have to fight for space in his life. Your memories won't have to beg for air in his crowded world. You will live there naturally. Because when something matters, it becomes a part of you. It's like family. You don't forget your mother just because work is stressful. You don't forget your child because your friends are calling. Love, real love, builds its own rhythm inside you, and it beats louder than the noise outside. And when you are valued, you don't feel like you're chasing something that's always just out of reach. You feel like you've arrived. You feel seen. You feel chosen without needing to audition for the role. A man who values you will notice the small changes. The new dress, the tired look in your eyes, the tremble in your voice when you say you're fine, but you're really breaking inside. He will not need a calendar reminder to check on your heart. He will make you feel like you are essential, not optional. Like you're a necessity, not a novelty. Because when someone truly values you, your existence is never a background noise to their busy life. It is the melody they never want to stop hearing. If he values you, your dreams will matter to him too. Not just the way he listens when you talk about them, but the way he stands behind you when you chase them. The way he says, go for it, I believe in you, even when the world doubts you. The way he cheers the loudest when you win and holds your hand the tightest when you lose. A man who truly values you doesn't just fall in love with your smile or your body, he falls in love with the fire inside you. When a man truly values you, he understands that your dreams are not decorations. They are the blueprint of your soul. They are not hobbies you entertain when you're bored. They are the battles you are destined to fight. Your dreams are not silly wishes written on the back of a napkin. They are the sacred promises you made to yourself when nobody else believed you could. It's like a musician and her music. You don't love the musician and ignore her songs. You don't say you adore the artist, but tear apart her paintings. When you love her, you love everything that sets her soul on fire. If you want to know if a man values you, watch how he treats your dreams. Does he encourage you when you speak about them? Or does he smirk, roll his eyes, and call them cute? Does he ask you questions, get excited, and help you plan? Or does he get threatened because your ambition shines too brightly? A man who values you will never compete with your dreams. He will collaborate with them. He will never dim your light so that his looks brighter. He will build with you, not against you. Imagine you're studying late at night, preparing for an exam that could change your future. A man who values you doesn't text you nonsense, demanding attention. He sends you coffee, sends you strength, and tells you, you've got this, baby. And when you pass, we're celebrating big. Because your victory feels like his too. Think of a woman building her business from scratch. Working days, nights, sacrificing comfort, pouring everything into it. The wrong man will make her feel guilty for not texting back fast enough. The right man will pull up a chair next to her, roll up his sleeves, and ask, how can I help? When someone who values you, they don't just say they love you. They show up for the things you love. It's like planting a tree together. It takes patience, watering. If he loves you, he will not chop down the tree because it takes too long to grow. He will sit with you under its shade, proud, knowing you built something beautiful together. There will be days when you will doubt yourself. There will be moments when you will want to quit. When your dreams will feel too heavy to carry alone. And a man who values you will not let you lay them down forever. He will kneel beside you, lift some of that weight, and whisper, you're not alone. We're doing this together. When you share your dreams, he will not laugh. He will see the way your eyes light up and recognize that glow as sacred. He will treat your ambitions with respect, like precious treasures, not disposable hobbies. Because real love doesn't shrink you. Real love expands you. Real love says, I see the woman you are, and I also see the woman you are becoming, and I love them both. Think about a marathon runner. Nobody makes it to the finish line because someone told them it was easy. They make it because someone believed in them when they couldn't even believe in themselves. That's what love should feel like. Someone standing on the sidelines of your life, screaming, keep going, you're almost there, even when your legs are shaking and your lungs are burning. And if your dream is to travel the world, to build an empire, to sing on a stage, to heal the broken, to create magic, whatever it is, a man who values you will never ask you to abandon it for his convenience. He will find ways to walk beside you on your journey, even if it's not always easy. He won't say, pick me or your dreams. He will say, pick both, because loving you means loving every part of you. You deserve someone who sees you not just for who you are, but for who you are becoming. Someone who celebrates your growth, even when it means you might outgrow the old version of yourself. Because a man who values you is never afraid of your evolution. He is inspired by it. He doesn't fear your wings. He helps you spread them. Because when you are loved the right way, your dreams don't scare here. Your dreams inspire him to dream bigger too. If he values you, he'll choose you every single day. Not just on the good days when your hair is perfect and your smile is shining. Not just when you are laughing at his jokes or wearing his favorite dress. No. If he truly values you, he chooses you on the messy days too. The days when you're tired, when you're cranky, when you're doubting your own worth. Because love isn't about picking someone when it's convenient. Love is about choosing them when it's hard. If he values you, he doesn't keep you as a backup plan. He doesn't treat you like a second option, a maybe, or when I feel like it. You're the decision he makes every single morning before the world even touches him. You are the priority, not the afterthought. You are the yes, he says without blinking, even when life throws storms, even when temptation knocks, even when fear tries to whisper doubts into his ear. Think about it. When you wake up with a puffy face, no makeup, hair tangled, wearing that old sweatshirt, if he looks at you like you're the most beautiful woman he's ever seen, that's love, choosing you without the filters. That's love in its realist form. Choosing someone every day isn't about grand gestures all the time. It's about the little things, the unnoticed moments. It's about the text that says, "Good luck today, I know you'll crush it," before your big meeting. It's about making time, even on the busiest day, to hear your voice for just 5 minutes. It's about the ways I search for you in a crowded room, because to him, you are the home he's always looking for. If he values you, he doesn't need a reason to choose you. He doesn't need a checklist. He doesn't need you to perform or prove your worth every single day. He chooses you because you're you. Imperfect, brilliant, chaotic, stunning. Imagine a man standing at a buffet with hundreds of dishes laid out before him. He could pick anything, anyone, any distraction that sparkles and shouts for attention. But every single time, he walks past all of them and picks your hand, looks into your soul and says, "It's always been you." Because the right man doesn't get tired of you. He doesn't wake up one day and forget what he has. He doesn't treat your heart like a toy he's bored of after the excitement fades. He guards it, nurtures it, and most importantly, he honors it. Look at the couples who last 30, 40, 50 years. It wasn't because they never fought or never got tired. It was because every single day, even on the days they didn't feel like it, even on the days it would have been easier to give up, they chose each other again and again and again. And choosing you doesn't always mean words. It means actions. It means introducing you proudly to the people he loves. It means standing up for you even when you're not in the room. It means listening to your fears without belittling them. It means making you feel safe, seen and celebrated, not just when the world is clapping, but when it's silent too. Imagine you're sick, coughing, hair greasy, feeling miserable. A man who values you doesn't vanish because you're not fun that day. He shows up with soup, kisses your forehead and says, "Move over. I'm watching your favorite movie with you today." Think about the woman trying to juggle her career, her family, her dreams, her mental health. The wrong man will complain that she's too busy, too complicated. The right man, he steps into her chaos without hesitation and says, "You don't have to do it alone anymore. We're a team. Choosing you every day is about consistency. It's about showing up not just when it's convenient, but when it's crucial. It's easy to choose someone when life is a sunset and champagne. But it's a whole different story when life is messy. When there are bills to pay, dreams to chase, fears to fight, and storms to weather. If he values you, he doesn't let small fights create permanent cracks. He doesn't let pride or ego shout louder than love. He knows that even when you're both exhausted, frustrated, worn down by life, love still deserves a seat at the table. He doesn't keep you guessing. He doesn't make you question your place in his life. He makes it obvious, undeniable, and unshakable. He looks at you with the kind of certainty that says, I choose you even when you don't feel like your best. I choose you even when we argue. I choose you even when life gets ugly. Because real love isn't based on moods or moments. It's based on loyalty, respect, and the conscious decision to hold on. Especially when the world would tell you to let go. If he values you, you will never be the woman standing alone, wondering why she wasn't enough. You will be the woman standing beside the man who looks at her every morning, every afternoon, every night, and chooses her all over again. Not because he has to, but because he wants to, with every piece of his soul. If he values you, he'll be proud to claim you. He won't hide you behind closed doors. He won't introduce you as just a friend when his boys are around. He won't hesitate, he won't stutter. He won't make you feel like you're some secret he needs to keep safe from the world. No. He will stand tall, pull you closer, and say with his whole chest, she's mine. Because when a man values you, he doesn't worry about what others will think. He doesn't keep you like a diamond tucked away in a dark box, only shining when no one's looking. He places you in the light proudly. He wants the world to know that he found something rare, something extraordinary, something he never even believed he deserved. You. Think about the man who's in a room full of people, women dressed their best, heads turning, eyes scanning, but he's standing there with his arm around you, smiling like he won the lottery. That's a man who is proud to claim you. That's a man who values the woman beside him more than the noise around him. A man who values you won't post pictures of his lunch, his car, his sneakers, and forget to ever post about you. He won't live a double life, showing one face to you and another to the world. You'll want the universe to know that his heart has a home, and it's you. When a man is proud of his woman, it shows in the smallest details. When he introduces you to his family, his eyes shine with pride. When he brings you around his friends, he doesn't shrink you down. He lifts you up. He doesn't just say your name. He says it like it's the most beautiful word he's ever known. Picture this. You're walking into a family gathering for the first time. He doesn't leave you standing awkwardly in the corner. He holds your hand, walks you right into the middle of his world, and says, everyone, meet her. She's the woman who makes my life better. No fear, no hesitation, just pure, undeniable pride. When he values you, you never have to wonder where you stand. He'll show you, not just when you're alone and the lights are dim, but when the lights are bright, when the cameras are rolling, when it would be easier to hide. He won't let you feel like a side story in the novel of his life. He will make you the leading lady, every single chapter. He doesn't just want you in his private life. He wants you in his real life. his messy, complicated public life. He wants to weave your name into his conversations, into his plans, into his future. Not because you ask him to, not because you beg for it, because he can't imagine it any other way. Imagine the kind of man who, when someone asks him what's new, immediately smiles and says, honestly, she is. No games, no pretending, no playing it cool. Just raw, honest, beautiful pride in the woman he gets to call his own. Because the truth is, if he values you, you'll never have to beg for a place in his life. You'll never have to wonder why he's hiding you, why he's delaying the introductions, why you're a secret locked away behind excuses. A man who values you moves with certainty. He doesn't mind the attention. In fact, he welcomes it. Because in his heart, there's no one else he would rather stand beside. Think about the man who posts about his achievements, his vacations, his boys' nights out, but goes radio silent when it comes to you. That's not pride, that's fear. That's not value, that's convenience. And you, darling, were never created to be someone's convenience. When a man values you, he puts your love on display, not for show, but because he can't help it. It overflows, it spills out. It's in the way he introduces you at dinner parties. It's in the way you talks about your passions to his friends. It's in the way he looks at you across a crowded room, like you're the only person that matters. Real love doesn't hide. Real love doesn't shush itself into silence because it's scared of what people might say. Real love stands up. Real love stands out. Lasky, remember this. You should never feel like you're asking for too much by wanting to be seen, to be acknowledged, to be celebrated. You are not too much. You are just asking the wrong person. When you are truly valued, you are not hidden like a secret affair. You are carried like a crown. You are spoken of like a blessing. You are loved like a victory. Imagine you're at a wedding and you catch him looking at you. Not just when you're dancing, not just when you're laughing, but when you're just being, simply being yourself. And in his eyes you see it. Pride. Not in what you can give him, not in what you can do for him, but pride in who you are. That's the kind of love that doesn't just knock on your door at midnight when it's easy. That's the kind of love that shows up at noon under the brightest light in front of the world and says, she's mine and I'm the lucky one. If he values you, your silence will scare him more than your anger. Let me tell you this, anger is loud, it's out there, visible, and it's a call for attention. But silence is the weapon that echoes in the depths of a man's soul, cutting through the noise of his pride, his ego, and his every excuse. Silence isn't just absence of sound. It's the presence of something so much deeper. When you are quiet, when you don't chase him, when you don't beg for his attention, that silence hits him harder than any fiery words ever could. Think about it. In those moments when you could have shouted, when you could have torn him apart with your words, you choose silence. And that's when you see him truly squirm. His mind races, his heart beats faster, he starts wondering, why isn't she yelling? Why isn't she demanding attention? Why isn't she chasing me? Your silence isn't weakness. No. Your silence is strength. It's power. It's control. It's knowing that you don't have to explain yourself. That your value doesn't need to be screamed at the top of your lungs for anyone to hear. When you stop chasing him for answers, when you stop giving him your time when he hasn't earned it, he feels it. He starts to feel the cold, the space between you, and that is terrifying to him. When a woman who values herself falls silent, it's not because she doesn't care anymore. It's because she knows her worth and knows that she doesn't need to waste her time on games, excuses, or empty promises. She understands that her energy, her time, and her love are treasures that shouldn't be thrown at anyone who isn't willing to show up for her heart and soul. And that, my dear, terrifies a man who has taken you for granted. I wanted to picture a real life situation. Maybe you've been in it or you've seen someone go through it. A woman has been giving all her time, all her love, all her care to a man who hasn't given her the same energy in return. He's busy, he's distracted, he's taking her for granted. And one day, she stops. She stops texting first. She stops calling. She stops asking if he's okay. She lets the silence settle. And what does he do? Does he ignore it? No. He feels it. It starts to gnaw at him. He starts to wonder if she's gone, if she's really done with him. The silence begins to scream louder than any of her past words ever could. In that silence, he realizes that he's been walking all over her love, that he's been playing games, that he's been so comfortable in his own little world that he forgot the value of what she brought into his life. The silence shakes him, it rattles him, because now, for the first time, he feels what it's like to lose her. He can't stand it. It's the unknown. It's the loss of control. And that's when the panic sets in. Do you understand the power of that silence? It's the loudest thing you could ever do. When you walk away from a situation that no longer serves you, when you stop running after someone who hasn't earned your love, you don't need to explain your absence. Your absence speaks for itself. You don't need to yell. Your silence is enough to make him see that you don't need him. It's enough to make him realize that he's losing someone who won't settle for being ignored. Someone who won't tolerate being treated like a second choice. Let me give you another example from life. Imagine you're sitting there across from him and all you hear is the emptiness. He hasn't been present in your conversations, his attention has wandered, maybe he's been distant, cold, dismissive. And you, instead of getting angry, instead of crying, decide to let the silence fall between you. Like a thick fog. The kind of silence that fills up a room and settles like an unspoken truth. You don't raise your voice, you don't beg him for attention. You sit there. And he feels the weight of your silence. It crushes him because he knows deep down that it's a reflection of something so much deeper. A love that's fading, a woman who's done with empty promises, a woman who's no longer chasing, no longer willing to beg for respect, for affection, for commitment. And that silence, oh, it's so loud in his mind. It says everything without a word being spoken. When a man values you, your silence is not something he can ignore. It's a mirror that reflects back at him everything he's ever done, everything he's failed to do. And that mirror won't let him look away. The silence exposes his mistakes, his shortcomings, and forces him to reckon with the fact that he might be losing the one person who truly cared about him. It's powerful because when you stop shouting, when you stop explaining, when you stop trying to make him understand, you show him that you're not going to play by his rules anymore. And that's when he starts to understand the depth of his mistake. It's the silence that cuts through all the noise in his life, making him realize that you were never the problem. You were never the issue. The issue was him not valuing you enough to give you the respect, the attention, and the love you deserve. Do you see now? Silence is not weakness. It's not giving up. It's showing him that you value yourself too much to be in a situation that drains you. You're not begging for validation anymore. You're saying, I know my worth. I know who I am. And I won't chase you if you don't want to be caught. And that, my dear, is a lesson he will never forget. As we close, I want you to let these words sink deep into your heart. You are not a backup plan. You are not an option. You are the one, the only one worthy of love, respect, and admiration. Remember, you don't have to convince anyone of your worth because it's already there, shining brightly within you. The moment you understand your own value, that's the moment everything begins to shift. You are not here to be someone's second choice or afterthought. You're not here to be doubted or dismissed. You are here to be seen for who you truly are, magnificent, powerful, and worthy of everything you desire. Every single piece of your heart, your soul, your dreams, these things are priceless, and they deserve to be treated with the utmost respect. And if a person cannot see that, then they don't deserve a place in your life. Period. And when you begin to see yourself the way the universe sees you, limitless, beautiful, strong beyond measure, you will stop chasing love. You won't need to run after it. You will attract it effortlessly, like a magnet pulling toward its purpose. What is meant for you will always find its way to you. And when it comes, it will come with ease. No more games, no more confusion, no more proving. It will come because you radiate a frequency that only those who truly understand your worth will be able to match you. Let me remind you, success isn't just about what you achieve in your career or how much money you make. True success is about your peace of mind, your joy, and your relationships. The greatest wealth you can possess is the ability to love and be loved without condition. To know that you are enough, not because of what you give, but because of who you are. You were born to be real, not perfect. And the right people, the right man will see that. They will appreciate your authenticity, your vulnerability, and your strength. And they will value you not because they have to, but because they are blessed to have you in their lives. Think about it. The right people will choose you not because they are looking for something to fill a void, but because they recognize your value and they can't imagine their lives without you. They won't need you to convince them. They'll just know. And let me tell you, that is the kind of love that will make you feel powerful. That is the kind of love that will make you believe in the impossible. When you are grounded in who you are, nothing can shake you. Not rejection, not disappointment, not fear. So today I ask you to rise. Rise above the insecurities. Rise above the doubts. Rise above the voices that try to tell you you're not enough. Look in the mirror and remind yourself, I am worth more than I've ever been told. I am deserving of everything good in this life, and I will no longer settle for less. You are worthy of a love that doesn't require proving. A love that is given freely and deeply. The moment you start believing that, the universe will shift to make sure you experience exactly that kind of love. And one final thing I want to leave you with. You are not here to be a backup. You are the main character in your story. And you deserve the love, respect, and happiness that comes with it. Walk into your future with your head held high. Walk with confidence, knowing that the right people will see you, cherish you, and most importantly, never make you question your worth. You are a force of nature. You are a queen. You are worthy of everything you dream of, and so much more. Never let anyone, no matter who they are, make you feel like you have to prove it. Now, go forward with the knowledge that you don't need anyone's validation to know your worth. You are already magnificent. Keep shining, keep thriving, and always, always remember, you are more than enough.